Hello everyone, Coasters and Places, back with another great video. This time we're going to be talking about Cedar Point, and I'm going to rank all 18 coasters at Cedar Point. Several years ago, I know it was before COVID, I ranked all the coasters at Cedar Point, and I just want to go back and revisit that after some removal, some additions, just ranking how I like the coasters at Cedar Point. So, Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio is my personal favorite park when it comes to roller coasters. My favorite park, honestly, besides like the Disney parks or Universal parks, would definitely have to be Cedar Point. It's called America's Roller Coast, and it's absolutely a wonderful park. Like, this park is loaded with different coasters, and many of them are fantastic. In fact, it can be hard to pick a top coaster, and not everybody is going to agree on the same top coaster here. And in fact, I think my video is going to be a little controversial in a lot of my rankings. But with that being said, remember, this is my own personal opinion. So please be respectful in the comments down below. And your opinion is going to be different from mine because that's your opinion. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. In fact, I love hearing other people's opinions on why they may like a certain ride or don't. So if you want to let me know, hey, what's your favorite? Why don't you like this ride? Or what do you agree with, disagree with? Just be respectful in the comments down below, because I've seen some people that have been hateful in comments towards me and other YouTubers just because they think their opinion's wrong or they're stupid or something, and that's not right. Everybody has their own opinion, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Number 18. For number 18, I have to pick Corkscrew, which Corkscrew will be turning 50 years old next year, so it's an old coaster. It's made by Aerodynamics, so it has those lovely aero transitions with those over-the-shoulder restraints, and I'm putting it even below the kiddie coasters because this thing is rough. Like, I can't even tolerate riding this anymore. I mean, yeah, I am getting older, but I can tolerate other rough coasters. This is just one that I can't personally really tolerate. I think it's rough. I mean, it's not a super long ride, but you really get that head banging, and honestly, just in general, like, I came off, my back was hurting after this, and I can easily see why people get headaches too from this ride. I definitely wouldn't recommend, if you ride this, to wear earrings or anything for sure. Ride it for the credit, but honestly, besides that, I don't like Corkscrew. They can get rid of it at any time. I mean, it is pretty how it goes over the midway, so it's fun to watch and look at, but not fun to ride. Number 17 for me is Wilderness Run, which was the very first Intamin coaster ever. So that's pretty good, I think, for the little history there. And it's just a kid's coaster. It's really nothing special. It's short and it does not go very fast, but it's a good first kids coaster, introductory kids coaster. It's really pretty with the trees and being back in Camp Snoopy. Number 16 is the park's other kids coaster. This one's Woodstock Express. This one's newer, and it's a Vekoma Junior coaster. This one's definitely taller, and it does go faster, and it is longer, so it's like a step up from Wilderness Run. This one's actually, I mean, pretty fun. Like, families and kids will definitely get a kick out of this one, but that being said, it just doesn't have a lot of forces. It's still just a kids coaster, but for being a kids coaster and what it is, I think it's a pretty good ride. Number 15 is Cedar Creek Mine Ride. This is an old aero mine train. It actually opened in 1969. So I believe it's the second oldest coaster currently in the park. So it is pretty rough and janky. It's an old, an old aero. That tends to be the theme with these old aeros. And the layout, I mean, it's okay, but it doesn't really pull any forces, and it doesn't go super high off the ground or super fast. I mean, it is pretty how it goes over the lake. But it's just not very forceful, and with it being rough and janky, I just don't really think I can put it higher than number 15. Alright, moving on from that. At number 14 is Blue Streak, which is currently the park's oldest operating roller coaster. This is an old PTC wooden coaster from 1964. It's decently long with a pretty standard layout, and if you do ride in the back, it is rough, and I've noticed it's just getting rougher over the years. It used to not be, but maybe with a little TLC, smoothing the track out, I feel like this coaster would be a lot better. But currently as is, it's just a little rough, honestly, especially in the back. I do think it's pretty being painted blue. It's unique because most wooden coasters aren't painted, or if they are, it's just white. And this one's neat, unique and different, so I do like that about Blue Streak. But still, it's a pretty basic layout, a little rough in spots for sure. So that's why I have it at number 14. At number 13, I have Gemini. It's the dual track racing hybrid coaster at Cedar Point, built by Aerodynamics. This aero, though, isn't really janky, and it's pretty smooth. I have it ranked so low because it's pretty forceless. I mean, it's a good like family coaster, and it's fun like if you race, and there's even spots where you can actually, you're not supposed to, but you can high-five people from the other train, and it's got a nice long layout. So I mean, it's fun and it's good for like families, but I prefer like a more forceful ride, and it doesn't really deliver on that. It doesn't really deliver on airtime, but it is still fun and it's smooth as well. Alright, moving right along, and at number 12 is going to be Rougarou. So Rougarou is a B&M floorless that used to be a stand-up coaster named Mantis, and it was converted. It has a pretty good first drop. It has 4 inversions, good speed to it. It's almost 4,000 feet long, so the stats are looking pretty good. However, this thing is just rough. I mean, supposedly better than it was when it was a stand-up, but there's spots on this coaster where it's rough. I think the corkscrew is where it really gets me. So I just kind of have to ride this and brace myself. With that being said, I do still like it, but those rough spots definitely do take away from the enjoyment of Rougarou. But it's not like corkscrew rough, so it's definitely rideable and everything, and I do try to ride it at every visit. But yeah, it's just not my favorite because of those rough spots, so yeah. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. That will help me out greatly to help grow my channel. I would really appreciate it, and also, if you're enjoying this video, go ahead, give it a like. Number 11 for me is Iron Dragon. This is an aero suspended coaster, and this one is actually a smooth aero, and it has 2 different lift hills, so you get a pretty long ride. Stats aren't impressive overall. This is really meant to be more of a family coaster. However, towards the end of the ride, when you drop down over the water and have that turn, that's actually pretty intense. That's my favorite part of the ride. It has a great ending, and I love that intensity. And I love how smooth this is. Like, you can get some decent views of other coasters while you're riding it, and it's just fun. Like, it's just a fun coaster, honestly. But it's just, again, not super thrilling, so I can't really put it any higher than 11. Alright, we are already at number 10, and number 10 for me is Wild Mouse. So this coaster actually really surprised me because I got a lot of spinning on it, which I think can vary depending on the weight of the ride vehicle, and distribution, but it was crazy how much we were actually spinning, and it gets pretty intense with all that spinning actually. So that was a lot of fun, a great aspect, and it's so cute, the theme and being a boardwalk along the beach there. I love the sounds when you're going up the lift hill, like you're like in a mousetrap, like the cat's gonna get you. And I got the cheese car literally both times on my last visit I rode. Somehow I got the cheese car. But how they have each of the little mice named, it's just super cute, and it's a very smooth, and it can be surprisingly intense. But it is still a family coaster, but I think it's a great coaster overall. For me personally, at number 9, I gotta put Gatekeeper, the B&M wing coaster that does go over the front gate. It is super smooth. It has an amazing first drop, and honestly, just an all-around great layout. So I love the near misses, how it flies over through the keyholes and near them. Like, you really feel like you're gonna like hit those keyhole elements. I love that. And it's just graceful. It's not super intense or anything, but it's still a fun ride. My only complaint really is after that mid-course break, there's like a couple little small elements and then the ride's over. It's like I wish they would have done something a little extra with that, but I still love Gatekeeper. It's a shame that it has to be at number 9, but that's just how many great coasters there really are at Cedar Point. So again, really love the near misses, and it's just a smooth, graceful, fun, enjoyable ride. Moving on to number 8, I have Magnum XL 200. So this may be a controversial ranking for some people. I completely understand that. There's just so many good coasters at Cedar Point. Like, you get to the point where it's like, oh my goodness, it's hard to pick, and hey, your coaster may move up or down depending on what specific ride quality you get that day. So Magnum was the very first hyper coaster, and yes, it is rough in spots with some janky transitions, but it's not unbearable. And then that return run is really what puts it up there for me, with those triangle airtime bunny hills that you have on the way back into the final breaks. That is like legit some violent airtime, but it's crazy with those tunnels. The first drop, I mean, you get some good views going up the lift hill of the water park especially. But yeah, those return airtime hills are crazy. I love them. So I know some people complain that they're too rough. So what I'll do is I'll actually like tuck my hand under the bar between my thighs and the bar, and that actually prevents any bruising or from it hurting really when you fly up into the restraint. Like, you literally do fly into the restraint, because this is straight up violent ejector airtime that you get. But yeah, I like Magnum. I really like it a lot. Again, it's got some janky transitions, but those airtime hills make up for it. And it's really hard to put it at 8, but I think there's just 7 coasters still here that I like better. Number 7 for me, the newest coaster at Cedar Point, is Siren's Curse. So this is a Vekoma tilt coaster, the first of its kind in North America to open. And okay, let me tell you that the on-ride audio on this thing is absolutely fantastic, and the on-ride music, it's got a pretty good themed queue as well. But that tilt is legit, like, scary. Like, it's definitely different feeling than Valraven. And just hanging there, waiting, you know, and how it tilts to drop, it's like, oh my, like the anticipation and everything from it. Legit scary moment. It's pretty forceful how it pulls you down as well. And the ride itself is very smooth. It has pops of airtime throughout, but nothing like, the airtime isn't like crazy. It's not super strong or sustained. The barrel rolls are great though, and actually have a little bit of airtime through the barrel rolls. It's a good layout overall. I think it's a good addition to the park as well. Yeah, and again, buttery smooth, good layout. That tilt factor is absolutely fantastic. Um, Maybe wish it had a few more elements or something. And it's hard to put this at 7 because, again, there's just so many great coasters at Cedar Point. But I think I'm ended up with 7 here on Siren's Curse. But it's still absolutely fantastic ride, and I really enjoyed it. As I said, this video could be very controversial in my opinion, but it is my opinion. And at number 6, barely missing the top 5, I have Top Thrill 2. Okay, so hear me out. It's just, overall, it's a very short ride. It's kind of you ride it for the height and the speed. You know, it's 420 feet tall, tallest in the world at the moment, and it goes 120 miles an hour. It's just crazy fast. I do like the launches, especially like the backwards one when you're up on that spike and you're like coming back down. I think that's a crazy feeling. And going up and over the top hat with that final launch. My reason why I just can't put it any higher is because it's just a super short ride, just kind of just what it is. Again, it's for the speed and the height, and then coming down where you twist on that spike is actually really rough and jarring to me. I don't know if this is an everyday thing or not, and that's what keeps it out of the top 5 is that moment. I was like, what the heck is going on here? But other than that, I mean, it's still a great ride, and it's a must-do at Cedar Point. I said it's going to be controversial. Number 5, above Top Thrill, above Siren's Curse, I'm putting Valraven. So I love B&M dive coasters. I know a lot of coaster enthusiasts think they're a one-trick pony or they're a GP magnet, whatever else you want to say. I don't care. I love them, and I love Valraven. It's because that first drop when you're there waiting to fall over it, I don't know what it is, but that first drop feels so intense on me that first drop alone elevates Valraven up. And then you got the second drop that's crazy. This thing is buttery smooth, fantastic views from the top of the lift hill you get, and I think it has a great layout and a pretty good length. And it's, you know, it's over 200 feet tall. I think Yukon Striker is my favorite dive that I have rode, but this is a close second. Again, just absolutely fantastic ride. And when you're yanked down over the hills, that is what elevates this coaster up. Like, it's such a strong sensation. To me, it feels stronger than the sensation you get on Top Thrill 2. It's just how you're yanked over them. That's why I have it at number 5. Number 4, I have Raptor. Raptor is actually my favorite B&M invert, and I have rode many. And this one's my favorite, like, still to this day. So that first drop, incredible, especially if you ride in the back right seat, just whips you down, and the intensity overall of Raptor. It's got intensity and good length. The Cobra roll in particular is super intense. And then that final helix before you hit the final brakes is crazy. I find Raptor to be smooth, and you just feel like you're absolutely flying through the layout. The mid-course doesn't really ruin it. Sometimes it barely even kicks on if you feel it, and it's absolutely an incredible ride with an amazing layout. I don't really have any complaints about Raptor. There's just 3 coasters at Cedar Point that I just think are better than Raptor, though. Number 3, the world's first Giga Coaster, Millennium Force. So this ride through and through, even though being 25 years old, is buttery smooth. When you're going up the lift hill, you get the most wonderful views, arguably, of Cedar Point that you can get on a coaster here at Cedar Point. That first drop is crazy. It's wow. And the speed throughout the ride is very intense. I enjoy the tunnels, and it's just a speed machine. You just feel that speed. You're just flying, enjoying the smoothness, the perfectly smooth transitions. This is a really, really great Giga coaster, really great coaster in general. I just have 2 coasters that I like better at Cedar Point, and Millennium Force for me doesn't really have, I feel like, a lot of airtime. I like airtime, So that's why I have it at 3 and not at 2 or 1. But still absolutely incredible ride. Great addition to Cedar Point. A must do for sure. This is probably where the video is going to get super controversial. But again, just remember everybody has their own opinion. But I've got to put Still Vengeance at number 2. I know a few other people do the same thing, so you know it's coming at 1. But most people will definitely put this at number 1. Could even be their favorite coaster in the world. So, I love Still Vengeance, though. It is an incredible ride, filled with so much airtime, crazy inversions. That first drop is incredible, and it's so smooth. It's got a perfect layout. Like, this is a perfect coaster. I feel like the only reason that I can't put this at number 1 is those god-awful restraints. I hate the RMC restraints. I know that it's so we can go upside down without needing over-the-shoulder harness, but I'd almost prefer that or something more comfortable. So I have thick thighs. Maybe it's just a thing with thick thighs, but every time I ride this, I get bruised from it because that's how violent that airtime is. But with that being said, it's 100% worth the bruises just to experience this ride. You're going every which way. And during the ride, a lot of times I'm like, am I going right? Am I going left? Which direction am I going? Because that's just how crazy intense Still Vengeance is, and it's just a lot of fun. And again, for most people, this would be number 1 at the park. For me, again, that restraint just hurting me physically knocks it down. Yeah, just I hate the restraint. Other than that, it's 100% honestly a really perfect coaster. So with that, you should know my number 1, Maverick. So Maverick and Still Vengeance right next to each other. I put Maverick over Still Vengeance because the restraints, but also I like the launches on Maverick too. And oh my gosh, the first drop, even though smaller on Maverick, I think is better actually because it's a beyond vertical drop and you get pulled down. And Maverick is so intense. And it also does have pops of airtime as well, but that intensity on Maverick, holy crap. I love the second launch out of the tunnel. That just feels so intense. Plus you do get 2 inversions on Maverick, so you still get your inversions. But yeah, like this right here, favorite part. Even the lift hill is launched. The layout's great, it has a good length to it. Some people don't like Maverick's restraints. I have no issue with Maverick's restraints. They do not bother me at all. They are comfortable to me. And honestly, you need that over-the-shoulder restraint with how like violent and crazy Maverick is. Plus it goes over the water, really pretty. Yeah, my only complaint about Maverick is that it's not closer to home. But it's a wonderful coaster. I have to put it in number 1. So I want to thank you all for watching. Again, you might not agree with what my number 1 is, but it's my number 1. Let me know what your number 1 is in the comments down below. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel for more roller coaster and travel related content. Thanks so much.